Hi, I'm Susan Eastham, Director of Children's Ministries here at St. Luke's. And if you're watching this video, it's because you've agreed to either be a tribe leader or an assistant tribe leader for our VBS this year called Hometown Nazareth, where Jesus was a kid. It's going to be a great week. We're expecting around 300 kids, and we've already had a bunch of volunteers help, and then you're just adding to it for a total of about 150 volunteers. So it's a big thing. There are some things that will help you if you will just think about them before VBS week arrives. One is that each morning when you come, you'll need to be here by 8 o'clock-ish. We will have a breakfast in the fellowship hall, and it will be for you and any of your family members who come with you. If you bring children, that's just fine. There'll be some breakfast foods and drinks. There'll be plenty of coffee. So go in the fellowship hall and help yourself and your family to those things. You can come as early as 8 o'clock. On the first morning, Monday, you'll need to be at the registration table in the CLC by 8:15. And there you will find out which tribe you're assigned to. You will find out there'll be a certain color, and you will get that information, and then you will be able to locate your area where you'll be sitting. Because in your bag, which you will find in the fellowship hall, you will have information about where you'll be sitting. You'll have banderas for your children. It's like a bandana. It's a certain color for your tribe, and you'll be giving those to the children, and you'll be wearing one. But anyway, you'll find out where to go if you'll go to the registration table that first morning. That's the only morning you'll need to do that, because the other mornings you'll already know that information. So the other mornings, if you would be seated in your spot by 8:30, that would be great. Now you may think, well, VBS doesn't start until 9 o'clock every day, and that's true. But I can promise you there will be parents who will drop off their children by 8:30. And so we need you to be sitting there ready to receive your children. You will know that they go in your tribe because you know them by name. And so when they get there, please just welcome them, call them by name, and ask them to come sit by you in the CLC until we begin. I do know that the opening will start at 9 o'clock, but usually we have music going a little before then to help entertain the kids. In your red bag that I mentioned, you will find several things. You'll find a clipboard, and it will have the names of your children. It will list any allergies, which that's a very important thing. Also, you'll have writing utensils like a pen, some black Sharpies, a daily map, and a schedule of where you're to go. It will specify where you are to sit in the CLC. The Sharpie is for you to write the names of your children on any craft items. You and your assistant tribe leader, if you have one, can write those names on there. It's very important because we often find those lying around the church, and so we can identify the person they go with if that happens. So please do use the Sharpies to write those names on there. Another thing is you can use your red bag to store your craft items. When your group has been to the crafts that day, you'll be taking those items with you. And so you can put those in your red bag, and that will help keep them together too. In the bag, you'll find name tags for every day of the week. I do ask that you would not only write the child's name on the name tag, but also the name and number of your tribe. For example, you might write Taylor, Dan, number 1. That would be Tribe of Dan, number 1. Also, in your bag, as I mentioned, you'll have directions and any needed materials for the day. Each morning, right after opening at 9:20, you'll have 10 minutes for tribe time. And you'll be sitting with your small group of children. You'll make a circle and sit cross-legged on the floor with knees touching so that you can all lean in and hear each other. You'll have some kind of a little activity to do. I can tell you the first morning you're going to do a magic trick for your kids. It's a real simple one, and everything you need for it will be in your bag. But that first morning, before you start, you'll want to kind of try it so you'll be familiar with it. It will involve 1 quarter and a little sliding tray. You'll find that in your red bag, but please do practice with it before the kids get there. Also, that'll be the first morning. Each day is something different during your opening, that first 10 minutes with your kids. So, and one other favor I have to ask is, when you're finished with the item you use, please put it back in your bag and don't let the kids take it home. I know it'll be tempting, and some child will just beg you to please give them that magic trick, but we're going to reuse those items with Edmond VBS, so we'll need those all back. Also, toward the end of VBS at 11:30, when you return to the CLC with your group, you will have another little group time. And when you sit down, knee to knee, in your circle with everyone leaning in, you'll be doing something called God-sighting sheep. You will have a little outline of a sheep. In your bag, you will find 4 of those, 1 for each day. So on Monday, you'll take one of those and you'll take your ink pen and you will ask the children, where have you seen God today? You may have to prompt them, you may have to help, but I want you to think about all the ways you've seen God at work at VBS on that day. You can write that on your sheet, and in the CLC, we will have a wall that's going to be like a green sheep pasture, and when your group is finished with that, you'll go stick that on the wall. So you'll have one for Monday, one for Tuesday, one for Wednesday, one for Thursday, and you'll put those up each day. A couple of other things that'll be in your bag are some tissues, because we will have runny noses, and there's hand sanitizer if you need that before you go into the snack time. I do ask this, at the end of each day, if you would clean all materials out of your red bag, like water bottles or anything personal. We find that people do bring personal items and keep in those bags, but if you would just take those home at the end of each day, that would be very helpful to us. Also, in the fellowship hall where you will find your red bag, that's where we'd like for you to leave it, in the same spot. You will see the name of your tribe. There are 8 different tribes, and you will see the name of your tribe on the wall posted, and there will be a very clear place for you to drop that. If you would just make sure you get it in the right place, that would help us so much. Thank you. Again, let me look through here and make sure I haven't forgotten anything. I think I have it all. I just want to thank you for volunteering this year for VBS. You may never know the influence that you have on a child this year or any time. They watch us. Children watch adults. They're looking up to us. They need mentors. They need positive role models. Some things that you can do to help them have a better experience at VBS are be very, very participatory. Be sure that when you play a game, you play. Be sure when we sing that you sing. Be sure when we pray that you pray. So those are some things that you can help your kids with. Also, I wanted to let you know that on the last day, which is Thursday, we will have a closing at 11:30, and we're inviting parents, grandparents, and friends to that. And during that time, the kids will be doing some of the songs they've learned. We'll be talking about some of the things that we've talked about at VBS this year. And at the end of it, we'll be finding out the winner of a contest that we're going to have this week. We will be having a contest to raise money for the Infant Crisis Services Center. And we'll be having a contest between the boys and the girls. Now, if you've helped with VBS before, you know that that generates lots of excitement. And so the kids will be really anticipating seeing who's going to be the winner, the boys or the girls. And there will be something crazy happening with that on that Thursday when the parents are there. So you won't want to miss that. Also on Thursday, when we're finished at noon, we will be cleaning up. And that's not only the CLC, but also the fellowship hall and all of the rooms that we've used for VBS. If you're able to stay and help, we would greatly appreciate that. Again, I just want to thank you for your time that you've donated to VBS, and I just pray that you will be so blessed by this experience. Thank you.